Hello, I'm Arkayla. I'm an alchemist, a shamanic healer, and a channel. And every single week, I offer insights into your week ahead energetically to give you guidance and support for your week ahead. If this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on all the offerings that I share through this channel, from weekly oracle cards to channeled messages to healings and everything in between. I am joining you from Costa Rica. In fact, my rooftop in Costa Rica, because I felt like a change this week. And I am going to offer 4 readings this week. So again, not using cards, I'm just going to share what comes through for each number. So when you're ready, just choose a number between 1 and 5. Go to the copy below this video and you will see a link that will take you directly to your chosen number, so you don't have to watch the whole video to get there. And of course, feel free to watch more than one number if it feels right to you. I know I often choose maybe 2 numbers or maybe 3. And yes, every single week I choose my reading too. I have to do all the readings first and then put a number on a piece of paper and then kind of do like a lucky dip, and that way I can do it fairly. So that's how I do that, just in case you wondered. So when you're ready, just choose your number and I will see you there. So if you chose number 1, the word that's coming through so clearly is patience. And I know how frustrating that can be. I'm an Aries, so patience has been a really big growth opportunity for me in this lifetime. And so I want to lean into it for you to offer you some support around this. Okay, and so what's coming through is that patience is required because it will help you stop pushing. Your guides want you to know that everything you're asking for is coming to you. It will really help you if you stop striving for it, because your striving energy is actually behaving like resistance, because it comes from a part of you that is driven by fear, i.e., if I don't push for this, it won't come to me. And there is the fear. And so what your guides are wanting you to understand is that this is already aligned for you. The reason you even want it is because it's in alignment with your frequency. So there's nothing to strive for. In fact, the more that you can just accept where you are, not as the place before you get what you want, but rather the perfect place for you right now. And that in your current experience, there are so many things changing inside you. So many things that are calibrating towards the frequency that is being called in so strongly by your heart. And every millisecond of this current experience is so valuable because it's assisting you aligning with this frequency that you're so excited about. And so even in this breath you're taking, you're lining up, you're energetically putting your best foot forward. And so the actual act of trying is so obtuse. It's so unnecessary. It's so clumsy and aggressive, really, because there is so much already happening that is working for you. And as I said, that striving is coming from a place of doubt, of lack of trust, that you are not already perfectly aligned with everything that is right for you right now. And so patience is not about holding yourself back. It's about using this time to further develop trust in the process of time. When a woman is bringing a life into a world, it takes 9 months for that to happen. And every single moment of that experience is deeply valuable and necessary. her soul, her nature, her energy body, everything is aligned for the perfect fruition of that experience. And you called it in. Energetically, we just have to say yes. We just have to really say yes to what we want. And then it comes to us. And anything that is in us that doesn't align with what we're calling in will come first. Any doubt will come first. It will manifest as an obstacle or a distraction. And it has to, because we've got to clear that in order to receive what it is that we're calling in. And you are in alignment with what you're calling in. It's already coming in for you. You do not have to do anything to make it happen other than trust and allow yourself to get better at trusting, get better at surrendering, get better at appreciating where you are right now, because it's bringing in the thing that you're asking for. And this appreciation, this trust, these are all the frequencies that are deeply magnetic, that assist that process of manifestation. And so that's why they're saying patience, beloved, patience, and not from a place, as I said, of restraint, but from a place of learning how to be deeply appreciative of the now and deeply appreciative of the force that moves through everything in this existence, that knows your heart's desires better than you do and is more than willing to bring those things to you. So I hope that is helpful. Sending you so much love from this sunny rooftop in Costa Rica, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. So if you chose number 2 this week, what's coming through very clearly for you is connection and the importance of reaching out and sitting in circle. And so it doesn't matter if you're not part of a circle, a women's circle or a men's circle or any other circle. It's, though if you are, then do so, because that's what's being called in for you. But what's really being called in is connection. And the reason I bring up circle is because I'm being given these images of sitting in circle with people. And actually what's coming through is that there might be a tricky situation occurring with a person or a group of people, and sitting down and talking in a circle, in a group about it will actually help you all navigate it in a much more powerful and constructive way. And it feels as though there is a bit of clunkiness, a bit of maybe disagreement, or maybe there's not quite eye to eye on the subject matter. And just what your guides are saying is, even though it might feel uncomfortable to you, even though you may be a person that prefers to kind of keep interactions to a minimum or isn't so comfortable with face-to-face conversations, they're saying this is the best way to navigate this. It will allow the energy to flow in a new way, in a way that's really supportive, in a way that's very open and adaptable, and that the solution you're seeking will come more easily if you all sit down and discuss it. And so what they're also showing me is this could also be in a family dynamic. So if there's a shift or if there's something occurring in the family which is a bit uncomfortable, to all get together and all discuss it is really important, and to allow that conversation to flow in a really good way, and to allow everybody to feel like they're contributing to the solution. It will also be very helpful to the family dynamic overall, and it will allow for better communication, better relationship between everybody involved. So connection is a really important energy for you this week. Also, deep listening. It seems as though it might be difficult for you to be fully receptive to your intuition at the moment. And so what your guides are saying is make more space to listen, to be present with your intuition, with what's coming through for you, because this will assist you in making better decisions, and also to feel better about your decisions, to feel more empowered with your decisions. Really prioritizing maybe time out in nature, going for walks on your own, time away from the phone, time to just sit and be and reflect and mull things over, because that will also really support you right now. And what's coming through is that there's a lot of energy around your heart space. I see a lot of green light around your heart. And as this continues to do its work. And what it's doing is it's helping you shift into this new frequency and to integrate alchemically and on a very physical level this energy that you've stepped into. And it needs time. And it means that there are emotions that are coming up for you that are uncomfortable. And this is why connecting and making space to listen to your intuition are really important things, because they are very necessary and very helpful to you at this time, because you are a little tender. So go gently and be as self-supportive as you can. I hope that this helps. Take care and have a lovely week, and I'll see you again next week. Lots of love. If you chose number 3, friendship is coming through really strongly for you. And what's coming through particularly is this change in a dynamic around friendship. And this could be in terms of one particular friendship, or I also feel like it could be the way that you perceive friendship. And maybe you're at a point in your life where you've realized that it might be important for you to change the way that you show up in your friendships. Perhaps you've observed that you're a giver and surrounded by quite a few takers, and it doesn't feel good anymore. And there's a part of you that's looking for more balance. So, or you might be in a place where you feel like the friends, the circles you're in are not meeting your needs anymore. You don't feel stimulated. You don't feel met. You don't feel seen. And you're calling in more. Or if you're not, this is the message. Give yourself permission to expect more, to be calling in more, to ask for more. And in the process of you giving yourself permission, in the process of you deciding that you're worthy of more, because essentially that's what this is, they will come. You will meet them. I met one of my best friends just in a cafe, sitting opposite each other while I waited for my order, talking about where we got our cacao from. And then before I left, once I'd had my order, before I left, I said to her, "Can I have your number?" And we've become best friends. And so I share this because I think we can be very old-fashioned sometimes about how we fall into friendship, especially if we've lived in the same place all our lives and we have grown up with people from school, etc. And so we have friends, and we can limit ourselves. We can say to ourselves, "I don't need to make new friends. I've got lots of friends already." I would invite you to question that. I'd invite you to question not that you have friends, but whether they're still the right friends for you. And that sounds potentially disloyal, but the reality is that obligation energy is no longer going to work for us. We shouldn't do things out of a sense of obligation. We must do things out of a sense of inspiration and joy. And it doesn't mean that you need to turn around to all your friends and say, "I'm no longer your friend." It's more about creating a bit of space in your life to allow new things, new people, new situations, new opportunities in. And the way that sometimes we do that is by stepping back from what we have. And maybe not because we know what we're going to or who we're going to meet, but just it's like we show the universe, I'm ready for something different, and I'm going to create space for that different, even before I can see it. And so, yeah, I just feel to let you sit with that and reflect upon it and see how it's relevant to you in your current circles. Because also what they're saying is friendship with yourself is super important. And so by creating space between you and your current friendship circles, you might observe that changes need to be made, or that your relationship with yourself could be better. Maybe you're friends with a very active group, and what you're realizing is that so much action isn't necessarily what you need at the moment, and that more time spent on your own or more quiet time or reflective time is what your heart is calling for, and to just give yourself permission for that. But right now, really the theme for you is friendship, and really sitting with what is your relationship with the concept, with the construct of friendship, and is there anything that could be more aligned for you? I feel this energy of intentionality is being called in for you around this very strongly, to be more intentional in how you relate to your friends, in who you call your friends, and how you want to move forward in your friendship circles. I hope that is supportive for your week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Lots of love. Intentionality. Oh wow, is that the motto for you this week? I feel as though you have been in a space of great distraction. And though this has been maybe really fun because there's been lots of new things coming in potentially, there is also the need now for grounding, for integrating, for really coming home to yourself. And the energy that is coming through to support that, to encourage you, is the energy of intentionality. And what that means is you're being invited to become a lot more intentional in how you're showing up every day, not for other people, but for yourself. Are you distracted as you go through the motions of your day? Are you just running on autopilot? And if so, how can that be shifted? How can that be moved into a much more intentional space? How can you be much more present with what you're doing? Because that's the beauty of intentionality. As soon as we become more intentional, we become more present. And that's really the invitation for you to question what you're doing and ask yourself, am I intentionally aligned with this? If I was asked what my intentions for my life at this stage were, would what I'm doing now be in alignment with that answer? And if not, maybe there are some changes that need to be made. But if yes, then maybe it's just about adding more intentionality into every day. And reminding yourself as you move through the day, I just want to be a little bit more intentional. I know I've got to do the washing and I want to do a bit of cleaning up before I do XYZ, or I go meet so-and-so, or I have a client, or blah, 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 blah. But instead of just kind of moving through it while listening to a podcast or, I don't know, doing your hair, really focusing on one thing at a time. And I know this can be tricky for many, many reasons, but this is the invitation. So take it or leave it, obviously, but it wouldn't be coming in if it wasn't of help to you in some way. Our guides are always here to bring to the table things that will support us on our journey. And sometimes those things seem really unhelpful, but often because they're the thing we really need and yet haven't found the space and time to really pay attention to them. But when we do, they're exactly what we needed. I hope this is helpful. Sending you lots of love for your week ahead, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.